The Fed finally cut rates, and some people are still going to be playing the waiting game. I'm going to give you some strategies to engage in real conversations to help your clients figure out what's best for them. So if you get some value out of this or you like what you hear, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. And if you want to schedule a call with our team about how to get this kind of training regularly so that you can go out and take market share, click on the link in the comments and we'll be in touch. The Fed cut rates last week. It's about time, right? Everyone's kind of feeling the same way. That's certainly been the sentiment overall in the market. We also saw the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years last week. So there's a lot of good stuff happening right now. The strategy here, and we've covered this, is not just to post something on social media, post something to your story that nobody's looking at, or send a last email. The strategy that's going to win is making phone calls. I target at least 20 to 30 a day, if not more. I'm a 100+ phone call a day guy. So as much as you can handle, whatever's going to be right for your business, a minimum of 20 to 30 calls. Send text message follow-ups and get the word out there, because a lot of consumers who've pulled back don't know what's going on. We've covered that strategy many times here and in tons of other content that we've put out. Now, what's going to happen is some people, they're going to see these rate cuts. You're going to have conversations with them, and they're going to say, well, I'm still going to wait. I'm hoping rates may come down even more. I'm going to wait for the market to improve. And the waiting game is one of the most common things that you hear. What I'm going to give you today are questions and talking points you can ask people to help them understand the pluses and minuses of waiting, because waiting is absolutely a strategy. And anytime you argue with someone, it doesn't get you the result that you want. Let's break down the pros and cons of waiting so we can communicate to our clients and potential clients with data. So one of the pros is that rates could drop more. That's definitely a pro. If rates hit the fives, that's going to lower your monthly payment. You want to acknowledge that. That definitely could happen. It should happen. There's 2 more rate cuts coming. Another pro is that the spring typically brings more inventory to the market. So there might be more options out there. It's also going to bring more buyers to the market for your seller clients. So you want to acknowledge all 3 of those things. Now, there's also going to be some cons here. One of the cons is that there is going to be increased competition in the spring. If rates come down, there's a lot of people that have been waiting on the sidelines. Odds are there's going to be more buyers that enter the market as rates go lower, which could create bidding wars, waived inspection contingencies, having to give up something in the deal to make it work. So that increased competition could be a con for you. The con for sellers is that there's going to be more homes listed in the spring. So if they have a need to move right now, instead of carrying the home through the winter, there might be a plus here to getting the home sold now versus waiting until everyone's going to list their home in the spring. The second con is that in some markets like the Northeast, and this is where you got to know your market, it's already a seller's market in the greater Philadelphia area. So I can speak to my friends in our market here. If you're watching nationally, you got to look at what's going on in your market. A seller's market's only going to intensify if you continue to wait. So if you're already in a seller's market and you're a buyer, things are only going to get more competitive. You're going to see more people come to the market. Folks are still locked in. We've seen the Wall Street Journal study about American mobility. That's all stuff we've got to be mindful of. So there's some pros and cons here. So I'm going to give you some questions that you want to ask after you acknowledge that, hey, waiting's a strategy. You can definitely do that. That's an option. Here's the pros. Here's the cons. So should I let you know if rates come down even more? That's a question you're absolutely going to get a yes to. You want to get some yeses here. And that works for sellers and for buyers, because now what you're asking them is, hey, so you're not ready right now. I acknowledge that. I totally get it. Should I let you know if rates go down even lower? Because this is going to keep you top of mind while positioning you as their expert. You're giving them market data. You're not calling them to ask them if they're ready to buy or sell a home. It's not pushy. It's not salesy. And it maintains connection and shows you're watching the market for their benefit. The second question, has anyone taken the time to put together a financial plan, numbers plan, or timing plan? And should I let you know if rates go any lower? What that's going to do for you is you're getting permission to follow up with these people. So you're letting them know what's happening with the market, the pros of waiting versus the cons of waiting, and how to follow up best. And what you're not doing is telling them they're wrong. You're walking them down the path. This may seem simple. This may seem easy, but you'd be surprised how agents talk to people. These 2 questions, along with acknowledging the pros and cons, what that will do is position you as someone that cares about the client, that helps them understand there might be some positives here, there might be some negatives. You should be aware of all of them and then make your decision based on what's best for your household. it positions you as their advocate and their ally in this market. So instead of jamming lower rates down people's throats, ask these questions, get a little curious, keep having high volume conversations, and the people that want to transact are going to respond to this, and then you'll be their agent of choice.